From midnight tweets to drinking bleach to tear-gassing citizens and staging a photo op. We knew Trump was out of control when he was president. Then he lost the 2020 election and snapped.
That is the voice of actor Robert DeNiro. As the headline says, Biden campaign's new ad casts Trump re-election bid as quest for revenge.
Desperately trying to hold on to power. Now he's running again, this time threatening to be a dictator, to terminate the Constitution.
If I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath.
The new spot is part of the Biden campaign's $14 million ad buy for May and will go live on general market television in battleground states and on national cable.
Trump wants revenge, and he'll stop at nothing to get it.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
According to reports, Donald Trump is infuriated by the Biden campaign message, and Trump has long feuded with DeNiro.
I'm going to say one thing. Trump.
This guy should not be president, period.
At the end of 2023, in a speech at the Gotham Awards, DeNiro opened fire at length.
Lying has become just another tool in the charlatan's arsenal. The former president lied to us more than 30,000 times during his years in office. And he's keeping up the pace in his current campaign of retribution. But with all his lies, he can't hide his soul.
Quote, Robert DeNiro, whose acting talents have greatly diminished with his reputation now shot, must even use a teleprompter for his foul and disgusting language. So disrespectful to our country. He has become unwatchable both in movies and with the fools that destroyed the Academy Awards, bringing them from one of the top shows in the country to a low-rated afterthought.
He attacks the weak, destroys the gifts of nature, and shows disrespect, for example, by using Pocahontas as a slur.
Quote, DeNiro should focus on his life, which is a mess, rather than the lives of others. He has become a total loser as the world watches, waits, and laughs.
Democracy is great, of course.
Recently, DeNiro trashed Trump on MSNBC.
It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. It's beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's scary.
To further frighten voters about Trump, the Biden campaign intends to portray Donald Trump as someone who cannot be trusted on the issues of our time, including women's reproductive rights, America's position in the world, and even the standing of our democracy. In the meantime, Donald Trump's personal character and penchant for lying continue to take center stage, thanks to Trump himself.
What a crowd. This is something. You know, we wanted to keep it small because who knew? This is like a love fest. Love fest. It's a love fest.
Trump and his campaign insisted the rally in the Bronx, New York attracted more than 25,000 people.
A message that all Americans can get behind, and that is why you saw more than 25,000 people show up in the deep blue Bronx tonight.
But an ABC News helicopter took this aerial photo while Trump was speaking, and local New York police officers on the scene in the park estimated the crowd was 3,500. But never mind Donald Trump lying about crowd sizes, Trump also proclaimed this.
We have lost respect all over the world. We were the most respected country in the world 4 years ago. We were respected more than our country was ever respected 4 years ago.
But actually, 4 years ago, during the last year of the Trump administration, America hit 100,000 deaths from COVID. The United States accounted for 1/3 of all the known lives lost around the world of the pandemic, even though the United States had only 5% of the world's population. So no, America was not more respected 4 years ago. And if you want to focus on economic respect, consider this. In Donald Trump's first 3 years in office before the pandemic, the U.S. economy added 6.8 million jobs. In President Biden's first 3 years in office, the economy added 15 million jobs. Unemployment under Trump was 6.3%. Unemployment under Biden has stayed under 4% for the longest stretch since the Vietnam War. All three major U.S. stock indexes recently set records. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, for example, under Biden is up nearly 40%. And in the last quarter of 2023, the number of Americans who now have at least $1 million in their retirement accounts grew by more than 20%. The fact is, America's economy is now the envy of the world, and the U.S. economy is in much better shape under President Biden than it was under Donald Trump. Still, the lies from Donald Trump keep coming, and those lies get repeated and amplified by conservative propaganda organizations like Fox News and Newsmax. At a certain point, with the help of policy-oriented campaign ads, the Biden campaign is betting that voters will see the truth about issues like the economy and reproductive rights, and that Trump's lies, criminality, and threats to democracy will be too much for most voters to ignore. The choice, say Democrats, will be clear: Biden's stability and belief in democracy versus Donald Trump's instability and potential dictatorship. And never mind the Biden campaign ads, there are independent groups like the Lincoln Project taking aim at Trump as well. Here's one of their latest ads.
America's presidents have always brought something unique to the White House. From revolutionaries to businessmen to statesmen, their common thread has been clear: a commitment to the founding principles that make America great. Until recently, there was something else every president since World War II had in common. They all saw Adolf Hitler for the genocidal monster he was. All of them except one: Donald Trump. After 80 years of presidents who despise Nazism, Donald Trump became the first one to praise it.
They're poisoning the blood of our country.
It's sick. It's wrong. And the Republican Party is defending it. And if you're a Republican voter, it's time to ask yourself, is this who you are? Because if you're still defending Donald Trump, the answer is yes.
Powerful spot. We had to remove the music bed from the Lincoln Project ad and from the Biden campaign commercial because of copyright issues. However, if you want the full effect, you can see the ads with the music at the Lincoln Project and Biden-Harris YouTube pages. Political analysts say the impact of these commercials will be significant, whether Robert DeNiro is voicing them or not. By the way, another Hollywood celebrity, comedian Bill Maher, is doing a series of media interviews promoting a book and just ripped Trump-supporting MAGA lawmakers.
They're just there to do performative nonsense. They're there to, burnish their credentials to get a show on Fox News or something.
The border deal.
People like Marjorie Taylor Greene, and just real mental midgets they are not interested in legislation. They don't know how it works.
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from SoCal Hippie 420, who wrote, "The Republican Party is officially the new Jim Jones cult." I hear you. I look forward to reading your comments about Donald Trump exploding at Robert DeNiro as the Trump campaign lies pile up. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.